Women have plenty of subtle and not so subtle ways to show that they're sexually interested in a man, but a lot of guys tend to miss these signals. Often, women won't come out and say it outright, but instead, they'll use their body language, actions, and words to spark a more intimate connection. In today's video, we'll break down 10 ways women try to sexually attract you, signs that many men miss. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for when a woman is trying to ignite sexual chemistry between you. 1. She emphasizes her curves with body positioning. When a woman is trying to sexually attract you, she will use her body language to highlight her most sensual features. This goes beyond standing up straight or good posture. She might arch her back slightly to accentuate her chest, or shift her hips in a way that draws attention to her curves. Imagine you're talking, and she subtly leans against a table or wall, pushing her hips out or arching her body in a way that shows off her figure. This isn't accidental. She's positioning herself to make you notice her body. It's a move designed to grab your attention, to signal that she's not just flirting. She's drawing your eyes to her in a more sexual way. When a woman wants to sexually attract you, this kind of body language creates a visual focus on areas that are traditionally linked to desire. It's an invitation for your eyes to explore her, without her having to say a word. 2. She touches or adjusts her lips frequently. Lips are one of the most sensual parts of the body, and women know this. When a woman is trying to sexually attract you, she might emphasize her lips by applying lip gloss in front of you, lightly biting her lower lip, or licking her lips in a way that draws your attention. These movements are often subtle but incredibly effective in creating sexual tension. She knows that drawing attention to her lips makes you think about kissing or more intimate contact. If she's talking to you and her fingers casually brush her lips, or she bites her lip mid-conversation, it's a strong signal that she's trying to turn up the sexual heat. Most men miss these cues because they seem like normal movements, but when she's doing it consistently or at key moments in your conversation, it's a deliberate act of attraction meant to get you thinking about her in a more sexual way. 3. She dresses to highlight her best assets. Women often use their wardrobe to express their sexual interest, and it's usually more subtle than wearing something obviously provocative. She'll wear outfits that highlight certain areas of her body, like a plunging neckline that draws attention to her chest, or a dress that hugs her hips and waist. If she knows she's going to see you and wears clothes that show off her figure in a tasteful yet sensual way, she's not just dressing nicely for the sake of it. She's dressing for you. Maybe it's a blouse that hints at cleavage or a form-fitting skirt that accentuates her hips and thighs. When she takes the time to look especially good around you, it's her way of turning up the sexual tension. It's not about being overtly sexual. It's about drawing your eyes to the parts of her body she knows will get your attention. 4. She initiates more intimate touches. Physical touch is a huge way women build sexual attraction. If she starts to initiate touch more frequently, and these touches linger, it's a major sign that she's trying to create sexual chemistry. These touches will usually go beyond casual touches, like brushing against your arm. They'll have more intention behind them. For instance, she might touch your thigh while sitting close to you, or her hand might rest on your lower back for longer than normal. When these touches are directed toward more intimate areas of your body, even if they're light and fleeting, they're meant to spark a more physical connection. A woman who is sexually interested will find ways to touch you in a way that builds desire. Pay attention to where and how long she's touching you, because these lingering, intimate touches are her way of saying she's interested in more than just a conversation. 5. She flirts with double meanings or sexual innuendos. Women can be masters at flirting through their words, especially when it comes to sexual attraction. If she starts dropping hints, using playful double meanings, or engaging in sexual innuendos, she's testing to see how you respond and trying to escalate the tension between you. She might make a comment that can be taken innocently or with a more sexual undertone, leaving it open for interpretation. For example, she could say something like, "I'm really good with my hands," while maintaining eye contact and letting the implication hang in the air. Or she could turn a mundane activity into a joke that has a more sexual edge to it. If she's engaging you in this kind of banter, she's likely trying to shift the conversation into more flirtatious, sexually charged territory. It's her way of seeing if you'll play along and engage in the sexual tension she's creating. 6. She finds excuses to show you her body. When a woman is trying to sexually attract you, she might find opportunities to reveal a little more skin in a way that seems accidental, but is actually very deliberate. This could be something as simple as adjusting her top to show more cleavage, or letting her jacket slip off her shoulder to reveal more of her neckline and collarbone. Sometimes she'll stretch in front of you in a way that pulls her shirt tight across her chest, or she'll casually adjust her skirt or dress so that it rides up just a little bit more than necessary. These movements are designed to make you notice her body, but in a way that doesn't feel forced or over the top. She might also lean in closer, giving you a better view of her neckline or chest, or she might bend over in a way that draws attention to her backside. These moves are subtle but are meant to make you think about her in a more sexual way. 7. She intensifies her eye contact with a seductive gaze. Eye contact is one of the most powerful ways to communicate sexual interest. When a woman is trying to sexually attract you, she'll use her eyes to let you know that she's thinking about more than just casual flirting. This kind of eye contact goes beyond the friendly or flirtatious gaze. It's deeper, slower, and more intense. She might hold your gaze for a few seconds longer than usual, or she might look at you from across the room, giving you a sultry, seductive look. It's not just about maintaining eye contact. It's about creating a sense of intimacy through her gaze. You'll notice her pupils might dilate when she looks at you, and her gaze may shift between your eyes and your lips, signaling that she's thinking about getting closer, physically. If you feel that tension in the air when she locks eyes with you, it's because she's trying to create sexual attraction through that deep connection. 8. She lowers her voice when talking to you. A woman's voice can be an incredibly seductive tool, and when she's trying to sexually attract you, she'll often lower her tone when talking to you. This softer, more intimate voice is a way to draw you in, creating a sense of closeness and building sexual tension. She might start speaking more slowly or quietly, forcing you to lean in to hear her. This naturally brings you physically closer, which adds to the sexual tension. You might also notice that her voice gets breathier or more playful when she's talking to you, signaling that she's in the mood to flirt and engage on a more intimate level. This kind of vocal shift is often missed by men, but it's a clear sign that she's trying to create a more sensual atmosphere. When a woman lowers her voice around you, she's building a sense of connection that's meant to feel more intimate and more sexual. 9. She bites or licks her lips while making eye contact. Lip biting or licking is a classic signal of sexual attraction, but it's often overlooked by men who don't realize how powerful this gesture can be. When a woman bites her lip or runs her tongue across her lips while making eye contact, it's a sign that she's thinking about more intimate possibilities. This movement draws attention to her lips, which are one of the most sensual parts of her body. By biting or licking her lips, she's subconsciously signaling that she's attracted to you and might be thinking about kissing you, or more. Pay attention to when and how she does this. If it happens during a moment of strong eye contact or in the middle of a conversation where the tension is building, it's her way of inviting you to think about her in a more sexual way. 10. She plays with objects in a suggestive way. Sometimes women will play with objects like a glass, a pen, or even jewelry in a way that's meant to mimic more intimate actions. This could involve slowly running her fingers along the rim of a glass, toying with her necklace, or fidgeting with her bracelet in a way that's slow and deliberate. These actions are designed to get your attention and subtly signal sexual interest. The way she handles these objects is meant to mimic sensual touches or actions, hinting at what she might want to happen between the two of you. For example, if she's running her fingers along the rim of her glass in a slow, deliberate manner, or twirling her pen in a suggestive way, she's inviting you to think about her hands and the way she moves. This is a subconscious act of seduction that many men miss because it seems so innocent. But when a woman is using her fingers to caress objects around her while talking to you, especially when combined with seductive eye contact or a lowered voice, it's a clear sign that she's trying to get your attention on a more sexual level. These gestures are subtle, but incredibly powerful in building sexual tension and attraction. If she's playing with objects in this way while keeping the conversation going, it's her method of suggesting what could happen between the two of you without saying it outright. So what's next for you? Discover what women do when you've been on their mind, or learn the phrases they use when crazy about you. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more.